All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have anybody for public comment, Amy?
No, not for just regular comment.
Okay.
Just a second.
You're fine.
Do you want me to address the board on item 2 before we go into the public hearing? I'm sorry, item 3.
Approval of the minutes.
What am I looking at?
You having a Tom moment?
Item 5. My
Yes,
apologies.
You
I was
may.
looking at minutes from last meeting and looking at the agenda. My apologies for that.
You may.
Okay. All right. So, good evening, board, and thank you for being here this evening. We have public hearing, and this in regards to a rezoning request, case number 20250021, and is request from. Let me know if I get the right one. I don't know what y'all did. Y'all came in and bothered me before.
This is the Varner Street,
the
right?
meeting.
Yes.
We're gonna actually be looking at the, Daniel Street first.
Okay.
So my apologies, I had the wrong one. 2025018, which is, on Daniel Street. It is a request from Ken Sunny. There are 2 parcels there that, adjoin each other. Both parcels are owned by Mr. Sunny, and his corporation. The photo that you have, I've indicated the 2 different parcels. The parcel that we are looking at having a rezoning request for is number 2. It is currently R15. The request is to have it changed to R8 in order to be the same zoning as parcel number 1 in order for any future development he wishes to do to the property. And you have a copy of the GIS map as well as the notice that was sent out to the property owners and also posted in the paper. So at this time, you'd like to open up your public hearing and we'll be able to move forward.
I have a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We need a second.
Yes.
Second.
Mr. Summy is here. If you'd like to speak with him first as being the developer, if you'd like to hear from anybody else who'd like to address the board, it's up to you guys to call us.
Anybody have any questions for any of the parties?
Is there enough room in the setbacks and everything? Does it meet all the requirements?
Well, what we're looking at tonight is just the basic rezoning. So
Okay.
there's not been a plat development presented to us for what the future purpose is, but we're, to go from R8 or R15 to R8, it's just a matter of zoning. It is surrounded by, I apologize, I should have stood up. The surrounding properties to the north are R8. The properties across the street are R8. It's just that seems to be that dividing line as to where it changed to R15 for the south end of that community. We do have 2 people who'd like to speak on this. If you want the public to speak first or the property owner.
We can have the public speak first.
Here's your 2 to call.
Miss Deborah Myers. And if you can state your name and address, please.
Okay. I'm Deborah Myers, and I live at 43 East Noel Street here in Denton. And I have just a copy of the an agenda here if y'all would like to have that. Some of our questions, kind of share that.
Sure. Thanks. I'm sorry to hear that.
And have one for Mr. Summey. if he would like to. And I do want to acknowledge the Planning and Zoning Board and thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak tonight about this rezoning. And I acknowledge Mr. Summey for attending tonight and hopefully sharing with us what you're planning on doing with the property and for hearing our side of it too. So, and I also want to thank Mr. Summey again for the properties that y'all have already bought here in town. And I know you have remodeled several older houses that were kind of getting in disrepair, and you've made them look very nice. It's an asset to our town, and I appreciate you doing that as well too. And to get started tonight, our neighborhood and neighbors, we're not trying to block the investment of Ms. Thompson's property that Mr. and Mrs. Summey have made in that. We know you bought it to make money on, and we understand that, but we are hoping that they will choose an option that would be compatible with our neighborhood and the single-family homes that are there. I know there are apartments there, 2-story apartments on down the street that also face Finch Street and Daniel Street, but there's also several single-family homes there. And what we are hearing, we've never actually heard the intent of what Mr. and Mrs. Summey are wanting to do, but it's kind of through hearsay that they are wanting to do either duplexes or multifamily homes in there. And so, needless to say, we've all been quite upset about it, and it's been a big worry to us. And so I'd just like to remind the Planning and Zoning Commission that we already have 23 apartments there out of 3 apartment buildings, the 2-story apartments. There are 23 apartments. And you multiply that by at least 2 to 3 or more people living in those, and you've already got 70 people in that one area right there. And we don't know how many more would be added if more duplexes or multifamily units are built in there. I'd say it would be at least that many, maybe more, I don't know. So that's a big concern to us. And then we also have duplexes, some that have just recently been built up on Carroll Avenue and Daniel Street. And so that's more duplexes there, more traffic coming down through there, more people. And then we've got some older duplexes that were built there several years ago, back I believe in the 60s when Klopman Mills first came to Denton. And the town kind of went on a building frenzy then because we wondered where are the people going to be living that's coming to work here. So a lot of new homes were built, and a lot of it is, as I said, duplexes on Carroll were built almost right on the street, and they are not the finest ones that you'll see right now either. And some were built on Varner Street back into a bank, and to begin with, they were kept up fairly good. They're not now. So apartments just go downhill after so long a time, and we're afraid that's what is going to happen here. I would like to urge our members of the Planning and Zoning Board here and Mr. and Mrs. Summey to look at some of the new single-family homes that are being built here in town that have recently been built within the past year. And I'd like to call to your attention that over on North Snyder Street, as you go into Clark's Acres, there is a cul-de-sac that has been built into there, the nice one, and there are some nice single-family homes, and I noticed, I rode through there again today, and a couple more have been added since I last went in there. They're kept up very nice, and they look nice. A couple of them are two-story, and some are single-story. So, I'd like for you to just take the time to look at those and the summies as well. Also, I'd like to ask you to make a trip around East 4th Street, right off of North Main Street, and the summies as well. At the corner on East 4th and Varner Street, there are 3 newer homes. They have been built within the last 1 to 2 years, I believe. Nice homes. They're not huge. They're modest homes, but very nice for a young couple or a family starting out. And they're being kept up quite well, I think, too. And if you look at the lay of those lots there from East 4th down to the corner of Garner Street there, that is kind of the lay of the land or the property that Mr. and Mrs. Summey have bought. And we would not be opposed to some nice single-family homes. I know that property, most of that right now is zoned for apartments, except for this one lot. But those lots right there would make a nice addition of single-family homes if they would consider that. And we would welcome that in our neighborhood. We really would. I think they could easily get 2 single-family homes, not jammed together and not built on slabs, 2 facing Finch Street, and then at least 2, maybe 3 more, considering what this rezoning will be, how much more land that would give them. But 2 or 3 more nice single-family homes in there. It would be a good place, and it would fit in well with the existing homes that are already there. So I'm hoping that you would at least ride by and see those. Take a look at these homes again and see if you think that they would not fit in with that neighborhood. And they all seem to sell pretty quickly too. And the good thing is these are people that's going to be staying here unless they have to, for some reason, up and sell unexpectedly. But you can tell they are keeping the homes up nicely. So we would like to see that in our neighborhood as well. We think we've got enough of the duplexes and the other apartments there. We're just overrun. That's what we feel like with it too. And the single family homes, to continue with that, they are a better attraction to families, young couples and to families coming here. And I think we would see people wanting to stay here in Denton and be a part of our community and get involved maybe with our town and sending their kids to school here. So, and be able to have maybe a little yard around them, maybe even a little backyard garden and a place for their kids to play, not in the street, because we're having a lot of trouble with that right now. Kids in the street and nobody out there supervising them. And it's very, very dangerous. Riding bikes, they're EV bikes and scooters, and those things can get some speed up on them, and they're all over you before you know it. And at this point, I'd like to present a petition to you that we have got. We have been, all of the people in our neighborhood have signed this petition, and many more people around town. And I'll leave this here. It's 10 pages of signatures of people who are opposing any more duplexes or apartments in our neighborhood and in the town as well. When we went around with these petitions, one of the first things everybody did was, when we told them what we feel like is getting ready to be built, is they shake their heads and roll their eyes, and they say, no more. Denton does not need any more of these duplexes right now. They're wanting well, they've said, could we not have more senior housing or more single-family homes here? That's what we have heard, and have not heard one person that wants more apartments right now. And people are just concerned about what's moving in here. We'd like to have permanent neighbors and good neighbors, and you just can't get that with the apartments. They're in and out, and really a lot of them, some of them are good people, we know that. A lot of them just don't care. It's not their property, and they tear it up, they leave trash or mess or whatever. Doesn't matter to them, but it does to us though, because we have to live right around that. And so I ask you to please look at the petition. There's a lot of names on there. Some are from out of town, and they wanted to sign it because these are people that come to Denton every day, and they work here, they come to eat, come to church here, and come to shop, and come to churches, and they just don't want to see the town being overrun with the rental properties like that. And like I said, Denton's always been a very nice town. In fact, we've got, I think, about 4 people in our neighborhood right now who have moved from Charlotte, Concord, and a young couple from Lexington. They just wanted to get away from all that. They wanted a quieter town, and they've been very happy here. But they're noticing the changes that are happening as well, and it's kind of bothering them too, no longer than they have been here. And another thing that we question with this building here too, and around town as well, we're wondering if our water and sewer rates are going to go up. Now, I know that's something that probably town council will have to address and take care of as well, but it's a consideration that hopefully this board will take into, give it some thought. If these rates will go up to help meet the needs of more and more people moving here and bigger bunches in one place, can our infrastructure right now handle all that? Or are we going to have to start getting better, improved structure to handle this? And then will our water and sewer rates go up? And
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
just for sake of time, and you've got it all detailed out here, and since we've got one more, then obviously we do want Mr. Summey to speak,
Right.
but let's let the other person come up,
Right.
and then, but you've got it very detailed out here on all the requirements, but some of it will get outside of our purview, but we'll definitely get everything. But I just want to make sure we give enough, and then we still have the other matter too. So
if I could close with one more
Absolutely.
sentence for you, I appreciate that. And as I was going over this today, I remembered a quote from the Bible that says, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And so Mr. and Mrs. Summey, I guess we could count them as our neighbors because they own the property now. So I would ask you to love your neighbors right around the property as you would love yourselves and as you would want your property cared for and treated as well. And I'd ask that of the Planning and Zoning Board as well too, to think about the citizens here, to care and treat the citizens as you would like to be treated too. And I thank you for your time.
thank you, Ms. Myers. I cannot make out the writing on Keisha. Okay, Ms. Keisha Campbell.
I'm
Thank
Keisha Campbell. I live at 384 Daniel Street.
Thank you.
As Ms. Jenkins says, there are 2 R8s adjoining or across the street, but in the form of apartment buildings. But there's 2 R15s. That's me and Ms. Myers on the other side of the property. The reason this is so important to us is because we have been told about the multiple duplexes or possibly apartments. We don't know if Mr. Summey plans on just cleaning the property and selling it to somebody else. We want to keep the apartment thing from happening and for 28 duplexes to go in. It's definitely not an attack on Mr. Summey. We appreciate all the work he's done, but So we're definitely against the high density housing right there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, the roads, let's talk about the roads around there. Daniel Street's been fixed 5 times this year. Varner just got fixed last week. Peacock's been worked on this year. Carroll's been worked on this year. Noel's been worked on this year. The only one that's been paved is South Payne. That road cannot stand all that traffic, especially that heavy equipment. We know that animal control will come down here. I'm sure they've got enough police. The resource center is packed. They can't handle the people they have coming there now. Waste management, we all know the issue with that. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Sumney, would you like an opportunity to speak?
I don't know if I just say much after all that. But one of the reasons that I got that property, because it was zoned for apartments all around it. It wasn't going somewhere else and looking for other places, but half of it was zoned, over half of it was already zoned for RA. And I'm just asking for requests, maybe to look at it if you like, and I'd like to change it to R8 from R15. The property, was planning to put some duplexes, but it wouldn't hold, I don't think, about 6 or 7. It's not going to be 20 or 30. I don't know how people got the information for it. I've never told anybody what it was because I didn't really know. I started cleaning on it, putting it together. And I just look at it and see, and I have built duplexes before. None of my properties like that. I have maintenance that keeps up the duplexes. They mold and keep it up every 2 weeks or so, every one of them. Even in front of them, with plant to shrubs and flowers, they keep them up. I'm not gonna have a bunch of trash or something that looks nasty or way out of place. Never have, and I'm not gonna start now. But I will take any questions or anything you want to ask, but there's not much more that you can say about it. It's just a small area anyway, so I haven't even sat down with planning and zoning or anything like that to find out how many I could even put there. But I'll look for myself, I think it's roughly around 6 or 7 duplexes.
Do you have a plan at all?
Yeah, I
Ready?
have plans.
I mean, planned out on paper.
No, sir, I've never seen it to get it planned, just put them in different places or where they'll go, what, I haven't taken to do.
I would like to see how you're actually gonna set that many in that piece of property, I think, before I'm willing to make a change. To make sure we have proper room for what you wanna do.
Everything that I do will be set back the way that the code calls for it. If the code calls for 5, that's what it'll be, or if it'll go up, you can figure out the square footage, I can look at it and about dividage on self what you can get there. But there will be brick apartments and stuff too.
In the event that the rezoning is not approved, are you going planning or willing to build single-family homes on the property?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say, yeah, I will or not, no. What? Cause I don't think you could get as many single-family homes unless you would put one in front and one in the back, something like that. And I don't know if y'all look codes even call for anything like that. I have saw them in Thomasville, High Point, and all the other places like that. But I've never done anything like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Close the public hearing.
Have a motion to close public hearing.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vote. I'm kind of like Kenny, I'd like to maybe have two plans on if it's approved, what it's gonna look like, and then also give time for contingency plans.
Yeah, that's my fault. I mean, we're flying blind right now.
Yeah, right.
It'd be nice to see something
Something on paper.
on paper, exactly what's planned before we make a informed decision instead of just saying yes or no, without giving both parties an opportunity to provide what they've got in mind. Okay. I just think that's only fair. We see something. So I'll make a motion to,
Can I make a statement? If you're going to request that he provide a plan for the development of the property, if you could rescind the closure of your public hearing, to leave your public hearing open until a date in the future that those plans could be provided, and that way you don't have to go back through the entire process, and you also can have input again at that time from both parties. So I would need.
so would we just be tabling
So
anything
you
or
would be tabling the decision
tabling decision?
until a future date, which I will get with Mr. Sunny, we'll talk about, see what proposals could be, and be able to bring something back to you. But at least that way you still have the ability to ask questions from the public as well as the developer.
A motion for rescission of the closing the public hearing for KMP Holdings.
So moved.
All in favor?
So,
And then you need a motion to table.
I so moved. Make a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we're gonna table it, and then you and I'll get together, and you can call, and we'll schedule something, and we'll get this plan to back to them. Okay. Your next item on the agenda is, a public hearing as well, for rezoning project on Varner Street. This request is case number 2025021, coming to you from R.T. Shuler and Company. And it's for a parcel that, is on Varner Street. It is to the backside of the main property, which is Highway 109. It is currently, let me give you a little history on the property. It used to be one parcel. The property owners divided it into two parcels. The front parcel remains highway business. It has a home, single-family home that's located on the property, and then the back parcel is a vacant lot that's divided by an alleyway.
this is beside First Bank, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So the alleyway remains open. They did not close that, or petition to close that alleyway when they made the change in the parcels. If you look at this property on GIS, it already has R8, but in speaking with the county, we have not approved a rezoning. So just the change from one parcel to two did not make that change. So it still is a highway business property. The request is for it to be changed to an R8 parcel in order for future development. They would have access to the property off of Varner Street. If you're familiar with the area, there's an actual driveway that kind of goes straight through the property from 109 to Varner. I believe that their intent would be to close that as not a throughway. It would just be, they would access the back portion from Varner, front portion would be from 109.
So is the street, who does the street belong to?
So the street that, there's two driveways there. You've got the driveway that is for First Bank.
Correct.
Then there's the little driveway that is on this actual property. So each parcel has its own driveway. Now, the main driveway that is paved and guttered is First Bank. And that belongs to them. It's not a drive, it's not a road.
It's part of First Bank's property.
Yeah.
The whole length?
Yeah.
Okay.
First Bank runs from the
Yes.
front all the way to the back street.
Okay. In order for this to be approved, it can be, I think all of the surrounding properties, if you look at those, are R8. The back portions of the adjoining properties, taking out the streets, those are actually R8 as well. I did mention in a conversation to Carter Burns and Kenny Small earlier that years ago when the town came through and the Highway 109 district, the Highway Business District, there were a few owners who opted out, and so they still remain R8. That's the property that is south of this property. They were one of those that opted out. Their property lays the same. It goes from 109 to Varner, but that one remains as R8. You guys have a copy of the adjacent property owner's letter that was sent to them, public hearing notice, and I'll let you open up the public hearing and look for any questions or comments from the public.
Did anybody sign up to speak on this?
I don't have anybody on that one. Does anybody here want to speak? I know you're here. So, Mr. Shuler could not be here tonight he had a health issue that came up all of a sudden, but she represents the owner of the property, so she would be able to speak on behalf of the owners of the property. Okay. And I'm sorry, tell me your name again.
Michaela, I'm so
Michaela.
sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. You'll open your public hearing. Then
Motion to open public hearing for the Shuler Company rezoning request.
I make a motion to open public hearing.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
And Michaela, if you want to speak, it would be great. Thank you.
My grandson's got an application in with you guys.
I will definitely send that up the chain. So I do not have a whole lot of information on this build, but I do know that he wanted to make it a 4-unit complex. That's about all the information I have. He wasn't feeling the best to talk today, so I'm usually the one that tells him where to be and when to be.
He got to do that to you today.
He did, he sure did. But
And no knowledge of brick, or no ideas on,
I am just as
So I
blind
guess
as
we're right
y'all.
back where we was at with the last one.
yeah.
Sounds like it.
We just leave the public hearing open
On the next
and table it to the next one.
Thank you guys, sorry.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you. So with this one, what information do you want them to bring back? The same,
Same.
Yeah.
City plan.
Is that plan of how it's gonna work, drives,
so you need just to make a motion to table this until a future meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's all I have for you guys.
Have a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.